Hey, it's Bree, and I have a story for you. If you've been here before, thanks for stopping by. And if you're new here, go ahead and click that red button and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell for notifications, because I know after this story, you guys are going to want to see Bree all the time, every time I upload. I have been wanting to hide from my channel. I'm not going to lie. I have been wanting to hide from you guys. And this video right here is a video that I have been debating about uploading, and I need to speak my truth. That's just what it is. I need to speak my truth. And I am closing out all chapters of all negativity in my life. And this is just something that I feel like will help other people, and not only help other people, but it will help me heal. I just want to say that life is going absolutely great for me. I am not making this video with any malintentions. Is that how people say it? Anyways, I'm not trying to be malicious in any way, shape, or form. I'm just coming on here and telling my truth. Like I said, this is my truth. This is a video that I feel like I need to make to heal. But I'm just repeating myself, but you never know who's watching. So let's just jump into it. I went on live stream one day and I said that I have been kind of having like a hard time with how I want to approach YouTube, especially after the whole situation with my dad. And then I came back to California and I had to deal with another betrayal. So it was like betrayal on top of betrayal. And I was just feeling some type of way. I definitely wanted time to myself to like what's the word? Like recharge. Like I definitely wanted time to myself to like recharge and just like mentally accept all the stuff that had happened to me, because it was too much, girl. I needed to process what had happened to me. So today, I'm just going to come clean. I'm going to tell you guys that I have finally absolutely ended my toxic relationship. I'm going to open up about my toxic relationship. This is the same person from the domestic violence story time. And I know, bitch, that you guys are going to get in the comments and be like,
girl, we told you in the domestic violence comments not to go back to him.
Okay, yeah, but at the end of the day, I'm a girl, and I'm also a stupid bitch. I dated my ex-boyfriend for 6 years, and during those 6 years, I tried to navigate being a girlfriend, being myself. There are so many roles that go into being in a relationship, and there's more roles that go into being in a longer termed relationship that nobody prepared me for. I honestly don't think I ever had an example of it. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really know what to emulate. I didn't really know what it really meant to be a girlfriend. So there's that part right there. Like I dated someone when I was in a phase in my life where all I wanted to do was party, 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 meet famous people, party, 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 get clout. Like it sucks that I met him in that time in my life, because when I outgrew that, he still had wounds that he was licking from that time. When I was younger and when I was stupid and when I was a clout chaser, I had cheated on him like more than one time. And it's like, he stayed with me, you know, like he didn't leave. And I dealt with the repercussions of that. So I'm just coming clean and being completely honest about the role that I played in this situation, because I just feel like the story will flow better. It will make more sense. It will leave you guys with less questions, because personally, if I was viewing a story time about a toxic relationship and the girl was just talking about, he did this, he did this, he did this, I would kind of be sitting back, especially because I was in a toxic relationship. I would kind of be sitting back like, okay, well, what did you do? So I'm here telling you bitches what I did. It was his choice to stick around, but it was my choice to stay around out of guilt. You know what I'm saying? I chose to stay because I felt guilty. I felt like I wouldn't meet anybody else like him, someone that was genuine, because he was like a completely different person before the cheating situation. I feel like the cheating situation turned him into the person that he is today, and I feel bad because of that. But on like some real shit, I feel like we all meet somebody that just like changes us, if that makes sense. I feel like everybody has that relationship where they meet somebody and they just like get fucked over so bad that it like changes you. And it sucks that I was that person for him. We would just go back and forth with like these low blows, or you know, trying to one up each other on whose feelings got hurt more. It went from cheating to making financial sacrifices, literally like humming and bumming so we could be able to do stuff, to putting a roof over his head, like sneaking him into my auntie's house so he could have somewhere to sleep, somewhere to shower. Like, girl, I was down for him if I was sneaking him into my auntie's house. And sneaking him into my auntie's house, I ended up homeless, boo. Like, my auntie kicked me out. I was homeless. We were actually homeless together. So like trying to help him not be homeless, my ass was homeless with him. And oh, those memories that I have from that time in my life will never go away. And that is another situation that just made the relationship even more toxic, because when I made the decision that we could not provide for ourselves at the level that I was comfortable, that we were not living up to the challenge. We're facing a challenge of homelessness and we are not rising to it. We're just trying to like live our lives like this is not our situation, and it clearly is, and we should use all of our energy to attack this situation, and we were not using all of our energy to do that. And so I made the decision that I was gonna apologize and go back home, and I should have just cut him off at that point. I stayed away from him for 2 months, got my life together, moved into my first apartment with other girls, and I did that story time, the roommate from hell story time. I got my life together and I got in a position, and what did I do? I waited until I was absolutely solid. Girl, I even changed my phone number. He didn't even have my phone number. I upgraded my life, and then I brought him back into it, and then I lost everything. Me and the roommate started arguing. I'm not blaming him for that, girl. I'm not saying that he had anything to do with the roommate situation. That probably was going to happen regardless. But I'm just saying, I mean, what does that say about me? That I had everything going for myself. I was finally like feeling stable, feeling like an adult. The universe was blessing me way more and way faster because of the fact that I had cut him off. And I bring him back. I went from living with these girls and dealing with a roommate from hell, and then I moved in with another girl, and I was her roommate from hell, because once again, I'm housing my boyfriend. It went from like, oh, he's visiting, to, okay, he's just living with us. And he was literally living with us. And you would think, oh, okay, like, you know, maybe she has a boyfriend here, he's helping with the bills. Girl, I would be behind on rent. Like, I was literally the worst roommate. She would leave, I would be there. She would come home, I would be there. I was just a bum. I was literally just a bum. And I was completely dependent on him. And I put a big burden on him. And you know why? Because I was just depressed. I'm gonna take responsibility again and say that because I was unmotivated, because I was depressed, because I wasn't happy where I was in life, I was a burden to my ex-boyfriend, and I held him back to a certain extent because I wasn't working, so all his money went to paying my bills, buying food, buying this, buying that. I was literally like his kid. We fast forward, I moved out of that apartment. I was just feeling some type of way about that in general, and then he didn't know where he was gonna live. So once again, we get stuck with each other again. It was like he helped me move into my apartment where I started my channel, the one where you guys are familiar with. So he helped me move into that apartment, and I knew he didn't have anywhere to go. And once again, my ass is like, oh, well, you can stay here until you get on your feet. And this is like the third time that I housed him. And it was a bad decision because we were already fighting constantly when I was living with my other roommate. So why would I sign up for that again with a new girl who's not even my friend? She doesn't know me from anywhere. Like, it was just like, what was I thinking? We would get in an argument. I would literally be having a mental breakdown over the situation, and he would just be sitting there with no expression, just like, can you calm down? And it literally turned into like emotional manipulation on some real, like, honest to God truth. It turned into emotional manipulation because it's like, how can you work somebody up to the point where they're having a mental breakdown and then just sit there and watch them have it? And that was one of the final straws in regards to how this story time is even here, because that was one of the final straws, final things that he did where I was just like, okay, this chapter definitely has to close. The relationship for me really had to end when I came back from Ohio. Because when I was in Ohio, I was calling my ex every day. I was giving him the same play-by-play. He had the same information that my auntie had. And I was calling my auntie a lot. And he knew what I was going through in Ohio. He was feeding me, oh, I'm working my ass off. I don't care. I'm not getting any sleep. I'm doing this for us. He was telling me stuff that like it was hard for me to chew. It was hard for me to digest because I just couldn't believe it. It seemed unfathomable. It's like, oh, okay, so you wait until I have to leave the state, get in a terrible situation where I'm crying, I'm depressed. Finally, it clicks in your brain that you need to get money and you need to create a stable foundation for you and your girl. Finally, like I just couldn't chew it. I couldn't digest it. But I was like all of my energy was going towards not liking my dad, getting away from my dad, that I kind of started to see my ex as a savior, even though he had a track record of being a bum. When my dad locked me out the house and my auntie had to get me a hotel room, my auntie sent me the money to get the hotel room. I called my ex. I'm like, can you Uber me? Can you give me $9? Girl, it was a $9 Uber to get from my dad's house to the hotel. He didn't even have $9. And I was thinking to myself, oh my God, like, so I'm completely in a whole nother state. I've been out here for 2 weeks. I know you've gotten paid. You don't have $9. And your excuse is always, I don't have money because I'm taking care of you. Now I'm not there. You don't have $9 to get me an Uber and you know my situation? This space, like being 3,000 miles away from home and dealing with my dad and looking at my reality. And my reality was, this dude is not doing anything for me. So why is he still in my life? And I didn't want to accept that. But there would be times where I would like blurt it out to him. I'm like, well, why are we even having this conversation? You can't help me in any way. It wasn't until I get back to California, I'm with my sister. I had asked my ex to pay my phone bill. This is my life. Like, I cannot make stuff up. Like, petty situations blow up and create massive epiphanies for me in my life. And it's crazy that I get to document that on my channel because I told him, like, literally 2 weeks before my phone bill was due that I was going to need him to pay it. And this is when he was making all those promises that he was going to be Prince Charming and he was going to save me from my dad. Okay, so I get back to California, the phone bill is going to be due. My auntie and my grandfather came together tremendously to make sure that I had the funds to get back safely to California and that I could bring back all the few things that I had back to California. So I knew that my family was literally tapped out and I did not want to go to them and ask them, oh, on top of everything that you did in regards to airport fees, can you pay my phone bill? Like, I just did not feel comfortable doing that, especially because I had already asked him to help me do that, girl. So I didn't talk to him because I had to go to the hospital for a health concern. And that was the last time I talked to him. He started blowing up my line and I was at the hospital, so I could not answer the phone. You know what I'm saying? And when I saw how much my phone was going off, I knew that he was drunk. And then I really knew that he was drunk because he started to send me like really hateful, like he was sending me texts as if I was not in the hospital. He was sending me texts like I was out at a party and I was just ignoring his text. You know I'm in the hospital, but you're going to attack me through text message, put me down through text message because I didn't answer your calls. Like, it don't get no more toxic than that because it really doesn't make sense. The next day after that, I call him and I'm like, hey, like, you know, I know that I couldn't get to my phone yesterday, but my phone bill is due. I was wondering if you're still able to look out. Like, I was definitely trying to keep it like straight to the point, like pay my phone bill, because I really didn't like the text messages and I didn't really like the energy that he gave me the night before. When I'm calling him, he's at this E3 convention, which is like a gaming convention. I'm calling him. I'm like, are you going to send the money? Are you going to send the money? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to send it. Yeah, I'm going to send it. And then on the third call where I'm like, are you going to send the money? He's like, oh, well, actually, I don't get paid until Friday, so I'm not going to be able to send it until Friday. I lost it because I told him a week in advance when my phone bill was due. He told me that he deposited his check and his check was going to be held until Monday. Then I'm calling you on Wednesday. I know you have money and you're going to tell me I got to wait until Friday. That's how low I rank in your priorities. If you knew how much it literally hurt, if you knew how much it literally hurt. And you're not going to know because I don't want to I don't want the story to be that juicy that I go into parts of my life that I don't want to talk about on my channel. But it's like, if you knew how much that it literally hurt me, I was crying for myself because his energy was so nonchalant. He knew what I went through in Ohio. He knew what I was going through health-wise. He knew that I needed that help. I asked him to do one thing. You couldn't fly me home. You couldn't pay for my health expenses. You couldn't even get me an Uber. I asked you a week in advance to help me with my phone. You knew my dad took my camera. So my phone was my own. That was it for me. I was just holding my phone, crying. I was just crying and I was crying for myself. It had nothing to do with him at that point. It was like, wow, like this is how you're treated. This is how he treats you, girl. And he knows what you're going through. And he's still going to treat you like this is just a regular Wednesday, a regular day. Like you didn't go through a traumatic experience. Like it's still about him. It's always going to be about him. Now we can get on to why leaving that situation has made my life so much better. What's crazy is I'm deciding to make this video in the early stages of this new chapter in my life because I'm already seeing how rapidly my life is changing and how much the universe was literally waiting for me to let this relationship go. Seriously, since I have been back in California, I have been hired for jobs on the spot. I have been reached out to by BET. I mean, literally, BET is interested in using my content for a show that they're putting together. This is something that I honestly don't feel would have ever happened to me if I stayed in that relationship. I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form, he was like stopping my bag. But I feel like spiritually, he was stopping my bag, or like we were stopping each other's blessings because it was just not in the cards. And we were just trying to force something that was not working. And the universe will always beat your ass if you don't listen. Okay. I really want to drive this point home because this feeling is the feeling why I'm sitting here making this video. Leaving my toxic relationship has changed my life for the better because now I only focus on me. And I really hope that he has that same feeling or experience as well. Like I literally wish that upon him because, oh my God, sometimes I'll just be alone and I'm looking out a window and I just feel free. The best way I could describe it, bitch, I feel like Beyonce's entire discography. I feel like I was hurt and I was bruised and I was broken and now I'm free and I'm flying and I'm soaring and I have like the best view and the best perspective. The best feeling and the best thing that I want anybody watching this who's going through like a parallel situation to take is when you release yourself from a toxic situation. All you have to focus on is you. From healing to getting yourself back to where you were before that relationship. I'm learning myself again. I'm inspired by myself. I don't feel like I have a burden or I am a burden to anybody. I feel like I'm in a clear headspace. I can think clearly. I don't have to think about, oh, how am I going to feed myself? How am I going to feed this person? When does he get paid? He owes me this. I'm telling you, if you could take anything from this, if you're thinking about leaving somebody, if you clicked on this video because you feel like maybe you are going through the same thing and you kind of are, please just leave. Like, I feel like even though this video is healing to me, it's going to be healing to somebody else as well because it's crazy how the universe has just opened up. It's like the universe was waiting for me to leave this situation so it could be like, here, blessings, take it. And I'm just, I'm just taking them all. And it feels good. It feels good to know that you're on the right path. I see my angel numbers literally everywhere. And we're going to have to talk about the angel numbers in another video, but I have been seeing them everywhere. And that's my story. That's literally how ending that toxic relationship has made my life so much better. I'm telling you, there's so much opportunity. There's stuff that I'm even too scared to talk about on camera because I don't want to ruin it, but I am blessed. If you guys like this video, go ahead and turn that thumbs up blue. Support your girl. Get those fingers moving in the comments below and let me know if you guys are going through any parallel situations. You know, let me know if you guys have any advice on how to heal, how to get over a breakup really quick, because, you know, I'm still going through it. But I definitely I just want to be over this fool completely. You know what I'm saying? Because there's still days where I'm like, oh, like... But then I'm like, no. Whatever you want to say, let me know in those comments below. With that being said, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Till next time.